Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's your Beauty Pro, and today I got you covered. Now we're going to be covering the makeup brushes essentials. I know that for those of you who aren't really familiar with makeup brushes, because there's a ton for a ton of different reasons, your options are literally like unlimited. They can come individually or they can come in brush sets, which I recommend getting them in a set. That way you're pretty much covered. But I'm going to be breaking it down for you, the makeup brushes that every girl should have and needs. Okay, so let's get started with the face, shall we? So for foundation, I have a few options for you guys, and don't worry, everything is pocket friendly. Looking out for my girls who don't really want to invest in expensive brushes. They don't want to say awesome quality, because usually the more expensive the brush, the more awesome the quality of brush it is. But I want to keep it pocket friendly so that you can go out and get all these at once if you like, okay? So for foundation, I do have a couple different options for you. This one is by e.l.f. and for those of you who don't know, e.l.f. stands for eyes, lips, and face. The brushes are sold at Target, everywhere. They're sold, I don't know where else, but I know for sure Target. I think Walmart too, and realistically, like, these brushes are $3 a piece. Like, you can't beat that. Their black line of brushes are $3, and the brushes that have a white handle, they're $1 a piece. So for a foundation brush, you want to look for a brush that's very dense, meaning it has a lot of bristles. It's very packed, it's very sturdy, and it's not going to move a lot like a powder brush would. So this one's by e.l.f. and it's a flat top kabuki brush. Flat top, for obvious reasons, flat top kabuki brush. And honestly, I'll use this for a foundation. I'll use it to blend out the line between my concealer and my foundation where they meet. And you can also use it as an overall powder brush too. Another drugstore friendly option is this brush by Real Techniques, and forgive me, it's dirty because I just used it today. But this is called a buffing brush. Now, the one thing I do love about e.l.f. and Real Techniques is that they actually write the function of the brush on the brush, so that if you're not familiar with them, you know what to use them for. They call this a buffing brush. For obvious reasons, you want to buff in your liquid or cream products. Foundations do come in liquid or cream, sometimes powder. Powder is okay if you want to not really deal with messiness and you want to be like in a rush and real quick. It's rare that I do that, but I do that also. So these are two pocket friendly versions of a foundation brush, and they're both dense. Like I said, they're packed with bristles and they're not going to give a lot. Moving on to concealer. Now, this is my favorite drugstore concealer brush. Even though it's not labeled a concealer brush, they label it a foundation brush, and it is by Real Techniques. Again, you can get these at Ulta. And I love it because of the shape. It shapes into a point. That way it's very easy to get into the inner corner and even out here when you want to have a precise angle. I'm not wearing a wing today just because I didn't feel like it, but it still comes to like a nice point, and that is awesome for that. Now this one does give a little bit, but I mean, you want it to. You don't want anything like scratching your under eye area. You can also use it for highlighting down your nose, down your chin, cupid's bow, wherever you want to do. So this is my go-to concealer brush that's drugstore friendly. Moving on to powder brushes. Now, powder brushes come in an array of fluffiness. I'll leave it at that. For example, this one is by BH Cosmetics, and it's fairly fluffy. This one is by Real Techniques, and look how fluffy that bad boy is. Same type of brush, same function, it's just different brands make them differently. With powder brushes, I mean, obviously the bigger the brush, the more space you can cover, but really they're the same. They function the same, they have the same purpose, so that's that. What I will tell you is that if you have a smaller powder brush like this one is, you can also use it as a blush brush, or maybe to blend out your contour if it's too heavy. I'll make a whole separate video on contouring, by the way, because I do get a lot of questions about that from clients. So there you go. BH Cosmetics is an online retailer for makeup supplies, and they're very, very affordable, trust me. Now, I have an e.l.f. blush brush. Again, it's nice and fluffy. It gives. You want a brush that will give. If it's puffy, it's going to give automatically. So there's an e.l.f. version for you. That's $3 from the drugstore. And then I have a Real Techniques blush brush. So remember I said if the powder brush is a little bit smaller, you can use it for multiple functions. Makeup artists do it all the time. So I mean, yeah, technically it is a blush brush. But let's be real, if you forget your powder brush, you can use it to put your powder on. Dust it off, clean it off real quick on a napkin, and do your blush. Also, again, you can use it for your contour. It's multifunctional, these blush brushes. Now, let's go on to the eyes, shall we? Now, for the eyes, really there's probably 3 basic brushes that every girl needs to know how to use. You'll need your shadow brush, which is a flat shader brush, and these again come in a variety of shapes depending on the brand that you get. These two you can find at your drugstore. This one in particular, Sonia Cash, I think you can only find at Target, I believe. That's the only place I've been able to find it. But Sonia Kashuk, she makes a flat shader brush, and it's shaped like this. Now it is a bit smaller, but it is long and it's super flat. And there it is on the side. This one is another option. It is from e.l.f. and this is what I mean by the white handles. These are $1. $1. This one I believe I got at Target as well, and it's also a flat shader brush. It's just shaped differently. So it's shorter, still just as flat, but these brushes serve the same function. Now, shader brushes, eyeshadow, they're made to pack on your eyeshadow. So you dip it in your shadow and you pack it onto your eyelid like this. You can also help carve out your crease with it using it at an angle like this. Same thing with the smaller one. You can use it right here or right here underneath your brow bone. A little bit lighter shade. I'll go into that detail in another video. Again, I have a lot of videos to do, don't I? The other brush that you need for your eye goes in your eye socket. It's called a crease brush. Now these I have, they're all drugstore friendly. One's by e.l.f., one's by BH Cosmetics, and one is by Morphe. If you never heard of Morphe, I don't know where you've been. You ain't been on YouTube or social media, because Morphe is everywhere. They're based out of California, but they do sell their stuff online. And I have 3 just basic blending brushes. Now this one is by e.l.f. and it is a little bit more compact. Like I said, it's more dense. It won't move much. So this is awesome for your crease. Now if you're dealing with a color that you want to blend out a bit, you can go the fluffier route. This one's not as dense, but it's still fluffy and it covers more area. It's a big tip. The more dense the brush, the more precise the color is going to be in your crease. The more fluffier the brush, the more area it's going to cover. Now I have an even fluffier brush. It's by Morphe, and it's the Morphe M200, and this is even fluffier. It's really not that dense. See how much it moves? It gives a lot so that you can blend out that color. So here you go. Again, crease brushes, they come in a variety of shapes, but they all have the same function. So the more dense and smaller the brush is, the more concentrated the color is going to be, and the fluffier it is, the more it's going to blend out. Now, eyeliner brushes. For those of you who use a gel liner or even a pencil liner and you want to blend it out a little bit or just apply it with a brush, these are the brushes you need to look out for. So eyeliner brushes come once again in a variety of shapes. I have 4 different ones for you guys. So I have a super skinny one by Sigma. I'm not sure if there is a drugstore version of this. I personally don't have one. Sigma is the only one I have, and Sigma brushes are considered to be professional brushes, so they cost a little bit more investing, but I think it's worth it, especially when you're looking for a good quality brushes that'll last you forever, maybe not forever, but a really long time, Sigma's your way to go. So you have this super skinny one, and that's awesome for your eyeliner. You can see it moving right there. Super skinny, super precise too, but it gives. And you want something that's going to give and move because your eye is very sensitive and you don't want anything harsh poking you or being abrasive against your lash line. So this is awesome for that. Now another version of that is the bent eyeliner brush, and this one is by Morphe M217. So the idea behind this one is that because it's bent, it allows you to see what you're doing better. So I don't think you can see the bristles because they're white, but they're super skinny. And for example, just say you're using the straight one. If you're having trouble, you see how it's covering part of my eye, I can't quite see what I'm doing with this eye. The idea is that because it's bent, it's out of your way. See what I mean? Now it's above where I can see, and I can see what I'm doing even better. Awesome invention. Awesome invention. Now, here's another one eyeliner pencil. This is by Morphe, the M443. And this one is, you know, if you want to do a wing liner or just a thicker liner and you don't want to take forever with these skinny ones, you have a thicker brush option. It looks like this, and it does have a point, so it makes it easy for you to get that precise movement, that precise look in the inner corner and the wing at the very end. But again, it's thick, it moves, it's supposed to move, it's on your eye. Now my last option for an eyeliner brush is probably my favorite because I also use it for filling in brows on people too. And this is by MAC, the MAC 263, and it is an angled liner brush. There we go. Now this one just makes it easy for you to do your wing and easy for you to get in the inner corner like so, if I were to put on eyeliner today, but I didn't. But it makes it easy to get in the inner corner like so, and then to do your wing, it does the work for you. That's what's awesome about these liner brushes. See the angle right there? It creates the angle for you, and you just go back in and finish your wing. So I love these for that, and they're also awesome for filling in your brows. If you want to, I have it upside down, go up like this, or do the bottom of your eyebrow. They're awesome for that too. They're multifunctional. So I think that's it. We did foundation brushes, concealer brushes, different powder brushes, brushes for your eyes, your eyeshadow, the crease of your eye, and different liner brushes, and even for your eyebrow. So I think that's pretty much it. Of course, there's a ton more brushes. There's highlighter brushes, fan brushes, contour brushes, lip brushes also. I mean, the options are endless, but I just wanted to break it down for all of you who were getting overwhelmed or not really knowing where to start or what brushes you actually need. These are the essential makeup brushes that every girl should have. So I hope you guys learned something. Leave comments down below if you have any other questions. But again, I wanted to keep it friendly for your pockets. And these are great beginner brushes. So if you enjoy, please give it a thumbs up and come back to see my next video. Bye.